Hello, everyone, and thank you for taking the time today to join us for the webinar, Innovators Running on the #1 Cloud ERP. So here is the agenda for today. After a quick round of introductions, I will provide an overview about NetSuite and what we believe is the state of the business today and NetSuite's value proposition to you. Our guest presenter, Yusuf Khan, VP of IT with Pure Storage, will then present his case study. And this will be followed by a product demo by Larry McMahon of NetSuite, after which we will open it up for Q&A. And as Joanna mentioned, please submit your questions as we go along. And if we are unable to get to your question, please, I assure you that someone from NetSuite will get back to you. So let's get started. Here are the presenters for today. Yusuf Khan is the VP of Information Technology with Pure Storage. Yusuf brings over 15 years of experience in IT, and prior to Pure Storage, Yusuf was the CIO at Qualys, a leading provider of cloud security and compliance solutions. Yusuf also served as the CIO of Hult International Business School. Larry McMahon is a pre-sales solution consulting manager at NetSuite. Larry has been with NetSuite for over 9 years and has over 30 years experience in ERP, CRM, and supply chain in consulting, implementations, and training. Larry's core area of expertise is manufacturing. And my name is Anand Mishra. I'm in product marketing at NetSuite. I've been with NetSuite for 3 years. My responsibilities include messaging and positioning through white papers, presentations, website content, and sales collateral. I have 14 years experience, and prior to joining NetSuite, I held product marketing and product management roles at companies like ADP, Thomson Reuters, Wolters Kluwer, and a couple of startups. So assuming that some of you don't know who we are, NetSuite is the #1 cloud ERP company. The metrics on your screen validate our position as the #1 cloud ERP. From the beginning, we have been in the cloud, and we are the pioneers in cloud business management solution. We support businesses of all sizes, ranging from startups and emerging companies to public companies to some of the largest global enterprises. We are also the fastest growing financial management platform in the world. And in Q4 of last year, we added over 400 new customers globally. We have over 30,000 organizations all running on the same version of the product. And a large percentage of the IPOs over the past few years in North America are NetSuite customers. We have a proven, reliable, and scalable solution, and our ability to execute at these growth levels has been proven and validated over many, many years now. Here is a sample list of our customers, ranging from global companies to disruptors to companies of all sizes across all industries. And this is just a snapshot of the over 30,000 organizations that I just referenced earlier that run on NetSuite. So here is what we've learned from our experience. Very few companies want to replace their existing ERP system, but everyone is trying to grow. Everyone wants to or needs to change. They all need to move fast or risk being wiped out by their competition. And this is happening in every single industry. Companies need to think and operate like startups, but their opportunities are global. They have to be responsive and nimble, or they run the risk of being quickly disrupted. Data is a huge weapon and is becoming more important every day with emerging trends like the Internet of Things. And in today's world, every company is and needs to be thinking like a cloud company. And as you all know, there is a massive movement in our industry to move to the cloud. And being the leader and driving force in this trend, NetSuite can help you transform your business and stay ahead of the curve. I'm going to talk briefly about some of the companies that have used NetSuite to power ahead. For example, Lyft is running NetSuite to help change transportation. Snapchat is running NetSuite to change how we communicate. GoPro is running NetSuite to change how we capture and share our world. And a recent company that we just closed, BlackBerry, is implementing NetSuite to survive and transform their business. There are many such examples in every single market and in every industry. And you will hear shortly how Pure Storage is leveraging NetSuite to disrupt the storage marketplace. So the bottom line is that you cannot address today's challenges and constant state of change if your business systems look like this, either now or in the future. We talk to many businesses, and we see most people nodding their head when we put up the slide. It is difficult to introduce new modules and systems to remain competitive as the existing systems are inflexible, cannot be easily integrated into, have different technologies, and are stuck on old versions due to customization. Your IT team is in a constant state of integration to try and give you at least a view into what happened last month, and finance is forced to resort to manual processes and calculations just to be able to close books each month. And no one has the bandwidth to spend on strategic initiatives because of the burden of simply maintaining what you have in place. And through no fault of your own, you've ended up with systems that make it near impossible to embrace the changing business environment of today. So what you need instead to stay competitive in today's world is a modern system that is designed more holistically around all your business processes. And here are the 5 pillars to our success. I mean, they may not look like pillars, but just bear with me. To start off, in the center of the most comprehensive global cloud ERP system. Secondly, we go to market and differentiate ourselves with the strongest platform in the industry with purpose-built industry applications, which is the third pillar of our success. Fourth, we have incredible commerce capability all surrounded by business intelligence, which is made possible by our unified data model, which is our fifth pillar. And this is what makes us unique as we help customers grow revenues, open up new markets, launch new business models or new products, and grow their bottom line. So what is driving this growth, and why are businesses choosing to build with NetSuite? It basically boils down to these 5 tenets, which I will cover in the next few slides. So NetSuite is designed for a modern business. It is built ground up as an easy-to-use cloud solution and transforms both the accessibility of your system as well as the capabilities it delivers to your organization. All of our customers are on the same version of the product with access to the latest and the greatest. We have 2 major releases a year with virtually no downtime whatsoever. NetSuite provides an advanced end-to-end functionality across several areas ranging from ERP, CRM, e-commerce, PSA, and more. And having over 30,000 organizations on the same version of the product means that we are constantly innovating and improving the product for our customers. With our one world solution, you get to drive global expansion because we've extended the idea of a single data model globally around which everyone can transact from anywhere globally, and you can transact in any currency, in any local language, with any taxation, so you get local control together with a consolidated global view of your business all in real time. Our customers also benefit from our rich ERP features ranging from areas such as financial management, supply chain, order management, inventory and warehouse management, services resource planning, procurement, and a lot more. With all this at their disposal, our customers don't need point solutions for different business areas. Additionally, while delivering the rich ERP functionality that you just saw on the previous slide, we are also investing in next-gen capabilities, unified billing, RevRec, advanced order management, omnichannel commerce are just examples of the capabilities that we've added recently. The bottom line is, NetSuite provides many features within the application that you would expect only to get from a best-of-breed solution, and we are constantly innovating to bring you the best. And here's a look at our scalability. And this is not a lab project or a testing environment. This is reality. I mean, this is on a real platform and not just supporting simple accounting entries, but large number crunching processes like planning, billing, e-commerce transactions, etc., across the entire spectrum of ERP processes. No one else comes close to us with these numbers. So moving on to the platform, NetSuite platform offers unparalleled levels of personalization, customization, and development. And the backbone of the NetSuite platform is our infrastructure. On top of the infrastructure is the NetSuite platform, which provides all the tools required to extend an NetSuite. In fact, we use this very platform to develop all the applications that our customers use. The awesome thing about NetSuite platform is that all of the customizations are maintained and carry forward to the future releases. It's how we avoid the hairball nightmares our competitors create, and how we always keep every customer on the same version. Developers can build full-fledged applications that extend NetSuite to address their specific business needs, and these are called Suite apps. And with Suite apps, our developer network, NetSuite customers gain an online marketplace where hundreds of innovative third-party solutions and data management tools help integrate and extend NetSuite with industry-specific solutions. And from a technology perspective, the three key aspects that are important to any business using a cloud solution are uptime, security, and scalability. And NetSuite offers certifications and SLAs to guarantee these key components. We have world-class mirrored data centers and with redundancy and disaster recovery plans. We provide industry-leading security and uptime guarantee and have impeccable track record. In fact, we list our uptime on our website. What does this all mean for our customers? NetSuite delivers a reliable service that allows you to focus on your business strategy rather than on the infrastructure. The third pillar of our success is our unified data model, which is the key to enabling business intelligence the way companies need it today. Our unified data model allows customers to report and analyze their entire business end-to-end. And all this is in real time with no need to build complex data warehouses with multiple moving parts that many of the products require. And NetSuite comes with hundreds of business intelligence components out of the box with predefined roles and dashboards that are centered around any user's day-to-day tasks. Users can expand these and fine-tune them to their own unique requirements. The intuitive user experience not only drives the consumption of BI, but also helps users in day-to-day decision-making. The NetSuite user experience moves seamlessly from the browser to mobile device so that users can get access to the most in-depth functionality from anywhere using any device. And our mobile and social approach to enterprise software goes beyond the post-PC world. You can check order status, inventory, approve POs, file your time and expense reports, etc. on your favorite mobile device. And you can also collaborate across globally distributed teams with built-in social tools. Our fourth pillar of success is commerce. So our vision for commerce is providing the ability to interact with a company's entire ecosystem, your customers, your partners, and your vendors. Others say that they have this capability, but no one comes close to delivering the end-to-end solution on the same platform that we have. And we believe that the digital commerce is for everyone and every industry, and it should enable you to manage relationships with business partners, your customers, and prospects, whether they are buying or selling or supporting a product or a service. Lastly, build for your industry, which means that NetSuite is optimized for key industries. You see software in the angle brackets on the slide, but you can insert other key industries such as manufacturing, wholesale distribution, services, retail, nonprofit, which are all available with the appropriate functionality, reporting, KPIs, integrations, etc. What this means for you is basically quicker implementations and rapid return on investment. So with that, I will now hand it over to the producer, WebEx producer, but before that, we will have a polling question for you, so please take a few seconds to answer. Thank you. Johanna?
Your polling question will pop up in the right-hand side. Please answer and select the Submit button. Thank you.
Yusuf, the ball is in your court now.
Thank you, thank you, everyone, for making the time. I guess I would like to basically just start off with a little bit of an introduction about Pure Storage if you haven't heard of us. We are a company which has seen unprecedented growth in the technology industry for the last several years. We were founded in 2009 and went public early last year. Just a small typo, it's actually 1,200 employees, but I think one of the key aspects there is we have built technology focused on the storage industry. We believe that flash is the new standard, where spinning disk has been around for several years. So our architecture and our device has been centered for enterprise data centers and service providers, and we continue to basically serve a wide array of customers across the globe. We've been a NetSuite customer for coming up to just over 4 years now, and it's been an integral part of our growth story. I'd like to kind of start by really putting some context about kind of where we have emerged from, and kind of the growth that we've seen in the technology space. I mean, fundamentally, there's been advances in technology, especially cloud, that have allowed business to innovate. And that pace of change, as we have seen over several 100% year on year, is largely unprecedented. The result of that has really basically been seeing new business models which have arisen, and I think what's really crystal clear is that these shifts have had broad impacts across these organizations with the emergence of SaaS. In light of that, because there's been an ease of execution with the emergence of the cloud and the infrastructure that's running in the cloud, those have been competitive threats. One of the things that we noticed with NetSuite is that it's the emergence of that company to be able to go through the similar story that we have in respect of fast growth, understanding the cloud, and being agile for development, and being able to sort of execute. So, I think if you're new, one of the things that new to basically sort of cloud and ERP, there are sort of fundamental reasons why most customers have gone down this road, especially ourselves. Number one was that we understood that to sustain our pace of growth, agility was absolutely key. I mean, we spent best part of 2 years on developing our product, and basically went into releasing of that product in 2011, 2012. And what we basically found very considerably, building on what Anand said, that it was a solution fit for purpose. If you look at the wide array of the product set, of the suite, of the NetSuite platform, fundamentally you're able to achieve and run your business in an effective manner because you're able to look at things from everything from general ledger as the fundamentals right down to e-commerce and bring those into track. I think it's really kind of key to be able to talk about the fact that if you are a technology business or if you are a fast-growing business, NetSuite has kind of demonstrated to us a track record with fast-growth companies. That gives us assurance, and gave us assurance previously in previous companies as well. When I was a NetSuite customer, it gave me the assurance that they understood the nature of our business, and therefore I built a product for companies that were growing and understood the direction and the trajectory that they needed. It's an interesting story that people have sort of get the impression that looking at cloud ERP, it's a very large OpEx item. There's going to be a tremendous amount of resources used and bought to be able to implement. Our initial deployment demonstrated the power of the solution. It was fundamentally 2 people. Effectively, our VP of operations likes to tell the story that it was him and one other individual who spent best part of a couple of weeks to be able to work with NetSuite to be able to put in the first level of installation activation. We were still a small company then, but if you look at the scale of customers ranging across the 20,000 plus that NetSuite have, it demonstrates the power of the solution to be an effective part of your infrastructure and operating model. I think one thing that we also looked at is with SaaS companies in general and cloud providers, putting in the right governance model is absolutely key. So I'll speak about this a little bit later, but it's really important to be able to get things like change management and training and prioritization using a collaborative approach in place. From a change management perspective, it's very easy to get enamored with all the possibilities, but executing on those requires a good level of thought. And NetSuite have really partnered with us to be able to help get to that level. from a training side, as companies grow, as your user base grows, bringing on more people and be able to make sure that you have the right structure and the right messaging for use of NetSuite is absolutely key. I recommend engaging with the NetSuite training organization led by Cameron Camacho, who's a veteran in this space, and he knows both the platform and to be able to design a curriculum and programs for NetSuite customers really, really well. And on the prioritization viewpoint, fundamentally, as you can see the breadth and depth of the NetSuite platform, one of the things that we had decided and we continue to work on is to make sure that as we make changes, that we work collaboratively to connect with the business and see where the business is going, and to be able to prioritize our changes and our improvements to NetSuite in the time ahead. So, one of the benefits, that we basically saw, and this is really, really important, is kind of the broad basics. You get platforms and it's kind of very rich with functionality, but you've really got to get to the substance of it. If you want to be able to run a business and to be able to operate, get your general ledger in place, the fundamentals are in place, and that's kind of where the NetSuite story started. So when you look at what Evan Goldberg was able to put together, and you work with look at the history that you have with people like Jim McGeever, the president of the company, they've been able to help build this business and build a team around understanding that the fundamentals of the business lie with having solid financials in place, and that financial management should not be a nightmare to manage. So once you have fundamentals in place with respect to general ledger, the business operations are basically built upon that. NetSuite, we've integrated with our CRM using Celigo connector, so that has basically really been very effective for us. Celigo have been a good partner for us, and NetSuite partner. The company started by an inspirational CEO who understood the NetSuite platform and knew that more companies were adopting to that platform needed to be able to connect in with different CRMs. NetSuite CRM I've also been a customer of, so equally worthwhile looking at in detail. We as a company understood that to be able to be and operate in the storage space, we needed to look at international markets outside the U.S. pretty seriously and pretty early on. And for that, we needed to make sure that we chose a product that could help support us internationally. So NetSuite One World is something that we've helped implement over the last year or so as we've grown into our different entities, and that's that takes a concerted amount of effort, both with your NetSuite partner, professional services, and your internal team to be able to execute. But we'd like to say that we've successfully deployed that. It is running, and we're able to run an international business. And we are just one of many stories where when we look to try and figure out reference customers who understood international operations, that they spoke highly of NetSuite. I think the other benefits that we basically saw is financial reporting. So we took a solid amount of effort to be able to make sure that we got our financial reporting cadence in place. And this was prior to going public. We wanted to make sure that we got both the data structure and hierarchy correct, and that's something that you continue to sort of work on. But to be able to make sure that the richness of that data is accurate and helps us operate. We will just closed off our financial year. We had our first quarter last year as a public company, and all of those things, NetSuite was a key part of being able to provide the right reporting for us to be able on our results and our performance. The other benefits I would say is that there's a really respected engineering organization at NetSuite who built up this platform. They continue to innovate and develop in the cloud with different modules, as Anand spoke about. Commerce and the different use cases that you typically see. We have engaged very, very diligently with NetSuite Professional Services on making key business automation and the processes and moving our processes from a manual over to online as a priority. And NetSuite have been a really solid partner for us to be able to accelerate that effort. They've augmented in certain instances. They've worked on specific projects. Whether it's understanding business requirements and processes, or it's about basically taking a process from manual over to online using NetSuite as the engine to be able to do that. Our focus for this year will really focus on GRC and SOX compliance as we go through that process. We'll continue to be able to focus on business automation, and we will continue to look at integrations across our application roadmap and make sure that we're able to get the richness of data for both reporting as well as making effective decisions using NetSuite. I'd like to basically kind of surmise and with a couple of key takeaways for people who are either early customers of NetSuite or strongly considering it. Fundamentally, in this landscape, I think every business is a fast-growing business, irrespective of what industry they're in. And in order to support that growth, you do not want to spend massive levels of time and effort in supporting systems. You want to be able to have an effective platform to execute and grow, and for that you need agile systems, and NetSuite is by and far one of the leaders in that space. What the other aspect is, as you grow, you have to move fast, but you have to be incremental improvements. I think a lot of companies make mistakes, and you learn from success and failure, as I have. And one of those things is that you realize that actually you need to be an incrementalist in terms of how you deploy out technology, and you want to basically make sure that you put in a good level of thought and collaborate with the business partners that you have in place to be able to make improvements. I've always found it useful that you actually build out a roadmap. NetSuite has 2 releases a year, one in March, one in September. That gives you adequate time to figure out what the improvements are in different modules. It also allows you to be able to build out a roadmap 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. It doesn't have to be hard in stone, but it does need to be concerted to be able to reflect your growth and reflect your trajectory. I think establishing a good governance model early. Think about who actually owns NetSuite internally from an administration standpoint. Be able to figure out the different roles that have access to it, and to be able to review those on a regular basis. Figuring out how you basically go through change management. These are not arduous processes or things that take a tremendous amount of time. It just requires taking a little bit of a step back and to be able to figure out how you make most effective use of your application. I would also say that we've built up a good partnership with NetSuite over time. This is my second time as a NetSuite customer. Collaborate within the community. It's because collaborating with peers is a very useful exercise, whether it's the customer advisory board, but I would always advise people to go to Suite 12, which is an annual event. It's one of the more high quality type events because you get a lot of face time with a lot of the partners that are there and a lot of the service providers that work in which work in the app ecosystem. It also gives a level of breadth in terms of the actual development landscape within NetSuite that, as the business has grown, as businesses have adopted NetSuite, it's demonstrated that more app companies are actually focusing on integration as well as working off them. And I think that's been really impressive for us. Last but not least, I would basically figure out the right support model. Depending on how you operate your IT help desk or your business services help desk, get away from typical kind of email-centric systems and move into trying to categorize client support calls and to be able to review those with your NetSuite account manager and to be able to do that. I mean, I'll be honest that there are multiple ways that you could support NetSuite. We have a small NetSuite team which demonstrates that we don't need a lot of heavy lifting to be able to operate and support the model if you have the right governance in place. But there's absolutely no reason why you can't consult both your NetSuite account executive as well as NetSuite customer support to be able to address issues and to make that work. With that, I'd like to close. Like I said, it's been an interesting journey for us, and it will continue to be exciting for us in the time ahead. And we're a good, positive partner and customer of NetSuite, and it's an integral part of the Pure Storage story in the growth phase that we've had in the last few years. With that, I'd like to hand over to Larry. Larry, it's over to you.
Again, folks, my name is Larry McMahon. Good morning. I'm going to be going through a high-level presentation of the NetSuite product. Let me go ahead and share my screens. And you should be seeing a dashboard coming up shortly. Let me make it full screen so you can see the whole thing. So today I'm going to be going through and showing you highlights of the NetSuite product. I'm starting in a senior executive role up top here. This identifies the person that's logged in and the different roles that are available. We're permissions-based, roles-based. So as I log into the solution, I'm limited to what I have the ability to see and do based on my roles. You're looking at a dashboard that is an interactive dashboard that's showing information to the senior executive. You can see here I have some business alerts that are flashing up on the screen. pointing me, looking at information that is relevant to my day and things that I need to address and take care of. I have reminders sitting over here, things I need to follow up on. I've got my statistics that I'm interested in, my income, my sales, my profitability, with the ability to actually navigate and click and drill down into the underlying details. Down below, I've got executive financial information that I'm tracking for today and this week and this month, last month, so I can see how the business is progressing. And here I also have the ability to see information graphically and looking at a monthly new business trend so I can see how things are tracking in the business. The dashboard itself is actually tailored by the individual, so the whole ability for the user to go in and add in different components, it's really up to them. You can determine the individual layouts. I can go through and actually personalize. I'll go through and add in an RSS feed, something that I'm interested in. I'm tracking what's going on in my industry. And here I pulled in a market watch. I can pull in my favorite RSS feed. And let's go ahead. It's taking up a little too much room, so what I'll do is I'll narrow it down to just look at maybe the top 5 and remove the details. So now I'm looking at my RSS feed, my top stories, and maybe I want to position it over on the left-hand side so I can see those things that are important to my industry, my business, and I can see what's happening in real time. Just to give you an idea of the flexibility, how easy it is for the user to go through and personalize their dashboard, it just gives you good real-time metrics information, also with the ability to click and navigate down into the details. So for example, here I'm looking at my sales for this month. February's just started, so there's just a few sales that have come in. And this is drilling down into the underlying report that's populating the information on the front screen. So here I'm looking at my customer sales summary. I have the ability to click and navigate down into the actual details itself. So here are the invoices that are making up that number on the front screen. Click again will actually open up the individual transaction and show me all of the details within that transaction. Was it conducted in the U.S.? Did we capture sales tax or shipping handling charges? Down below, what was actually sold? How many? What price did we give it to them for? This is the actual invoice, so you can see that. And currently, this invoice is in a status of paid in full. So lots of good information readily available at your fingertips. I know one of the things that was stressed, our 5 pillars, is the foundation of flexibility. It's really easily designed for you to go through and create your own reports and modify forms and add in new fields without any programming. And what I'd like to do is just to show you a simple example of going through and modifying a report. So this is our own reporting engine. Down below, I have the ability to go through and customize. This is the actual layout of the screen, so I can see how things are going to look. I can change the labels. I can add in fields. This is the data dictionary over here that I have access to in this report. So I can click and open up and scroll down and find the fields I want to go ahead and add to the report. What I want to do is I'll go ahead and grab a sales territory, and I'll change the report up, and I'll add in the territory information so you can see the territories that these sales are conducted in. Now you can see I've got Western, I've got a territory called Trade Show, Eastern, another one that's not assigned to a territory currently. But let's go ahead and now organize it by territory. So it's just drag and drop. We'll just drag it over to the left-hand side and drop it there. We'll have it grouped, and then we'll preview it again. And now everything is grouped by territory. So I can see these are all of the customers, all of the invoices that were within the Western territory. And I now have a territory sales report. Again, easily done by the individual. These are things you don't have to rely on the IT department to go out and take care of for you. Now, the couple of things that was brought up in the beginning, that we are a cloud-based ERP solution, and in that we are actually a full ERP in that we have a CRM solution, an order management capabilities built in, financial management, inventory control, marketing capabilities, customer service, as well as e-commerce. That's all part of our suite, our solution. And I'll be touching on the e-commerce part as well today, just to give you a flavor as to what it could look like for you. We also, the fact that we're cloud-based, it's access anywhere, anytime. It really lends itself naturally to mobile platforms and just a natural extension because we're web-based, the ability to go ahead and access it anywhere, anytime on any browser. So let's go ahead and switch over to a different role so you'll get a sense as to what it might look like coming in as a different type of individual. I'm going to come in as a CFO. You can see the colors are all different. These are all personal settings by the individual, that they have the ability to control fonts and styles and colors and different metrics up on the screen. So I've got key performance indicators that are a little bit different. I've got financial ratios. So I'm looking at my day sales outstanding, my inventory turns, my return on assets and equity. I have a graphical view of my revenue by period in a trend. I also have a meter that's showing me where I am on my payables. So how am I tracking against my payables? I've got an AR aging summary, and I've got a list of some shortcuts that I can navigate to. So this is just, again, another personalized setting for this individual as they come in. Now, it was mentioned earlier about upgrades. Now, we do offer 2 upgrades a year, typically spring and fall. And 2016 1 is about to be released. In fact, this account, my demo account here, is going to be updated 44 days from now. So I have good visibility as to when my upgrade is going to occur. The upgrade typically takes just less than an hour. So the average upgrade time is less than an hour. And all of my unique things that I've added to my account, anything that I've personalized, customized, remains intact. So I don't ever have to worry about things breaking in an upgrade. And it's a very different model than an on-premise type solution. I also have the ability to go through and see what's coming in the new release. So I can go into sneak peeks. I can get a video overview as to what's happening in the new release. I also have an ability to go in and play, so I can preview, go in and log into a 16.1 account and see what it would look like. So you have an opportunity to do that, as well as see actual release notes as to what's in the release itself. So important concepts, really a big differentiator for us, that ability. You're always running on the current release. You're going to get upgraded as a natural part of our service twice a year. There's 2 major upgrades a year that happen. Again, they just automatically occur. Now, coming in as the CFO has different needs and things that they're interested in tracking. One of the things that we find in companies that we deal with that have multiple legal entities is an ability to run a consolidated income statement. And the fact that we're in a unified data model, all of the company information is actually stored in the same tables. So I have an ability to run a consolidated statement at will. I don't have to go out and pull in external data and map it together. It's already pre-mapped, all set to go. And this is, I'm going to go through and show you the same view broken out by subsidiary, so you can see that this is a consolidated view taking a look at my Canada location, my Mexico location. I have a couple of locations in the U.S. So this is providing me a consolidated view of everything that's happening within the business. I can see all of my sales. I can see all of my expenses. And all of this is actually being converted dynamically for me into my currency, into the currency that I'm viewing it in. We're able to do that with a consolidated exchange rate table on the back end that's dynamically converting it for me. With the ability, again, like in the sales report, the ability to go ahead and drill down into those underlying details. So I want to see what those $30,000 of expenses was related to. And you can see I've got some journal entries, I've got some expense reports, and again, the ability to click and drill down into the actual details itself. So you'll see that throughout the entire product, the ability to drill down into the actual transactions if you have permission to see it. So here's the expense report that was submitted by Jill, and I've got some meals and entertainment, some mileage, and all of the details around that particular expense report. Again, we support multiple currencies. It's a native part of our solution. If you're expanding into different countries, we support over 19 different languages. All of the tax reporting for, I think, 150 countries, all pre-built into the solution. And I know as a CFO, one of the major things that is important is compliance, a consistent process to how the application is going to work with full audit trails. And those are some of the things that are built into our solution. Now, just to get more into a transactional type view, I'll go into a sales rep so you'll see what it might look like from a sales perspective and how they can go through and process a sale. I'll go through and create a cash sale. Again, different views on the dashboards, different colors, different fonts. Key performance indicators are focused on me as a salesperson, my leads, my sales, my forecast, commissions. Down below, I've got a map view of what are my appointments today. I can see what my pipeline is for my new opportunities. I can see how I'm tracking on my sales. And then I've got a little custom search down below that I created that's pulling in my open estimates that are over a certain threshold. So that way I'm focusing my attention on the more important opportunities. And then down below, I've got my tasks and my phone calls, things I need to keep track of. So this is organized more like a to-do workspace for the salesperson. And again, I can go through and I can click and drill down and navigate all over from here. What I'd like to do next is really just go in and show you what it might look like to process a transaction. So we'll go ahead and do a cash sale. Just put in a sale, I'll call up an item. Now I could have navigated from the menu like I just did, or on the dashboard there was a little single click, little shortcut pre-built there. But I wanted to give you a flavor as to what that might look like. So here I'm going to type in a customer, Smith Supplies, and the location that I'm going to be shipping from. I'm going to ship it from the U.S. West Distribution Center. And then down below, what is it that I'm going to be adding to my cash sale? Now, this add multiples allows me to call up a listing of all of the items I have the ability to sell, and I'm going to focus in on my displays. So just a little, wildcard search, and it's going to call up my display items. It's going to show me the price that I have for this particular item for this customer and how many are available in that location. Again, because we're a full ERP solution, all of that is available to me. And I can go through and I can add in multiple items. I'm just going to go ahead and stick with this little display, and we'll add that to the order. Now, along with that is an ability to provide upsell capabilities. This will give me a view of if I've sold this item, these are other things that I have the ability to go through and sell at the same time. And it will call up, typically when this monitor is sold, maybe there's a keyboard or a phone system or a larger display that goes along at the same time that it's typically sold. The upsell will actually provide you recommendations and actually will improve your ability to push and sell product. This is also naturally extended out to the web store. So the web store has the ability to, based on related items, it will display, since you put that in your shopping cart, maybe you'd be interested in these other items at the same time. They're all extensions of each other and available to you. So here's my cash sale. I just want to go through and pull in, make sure how this is going to be billed out. We'll go ahead and say it's going to be our MasterCard, and I have a MasterCard on file, so it's going to pull in that information, pulling in all the details for me, and we'll go ahead and process it. Now, I'm going to say that the credit card is approved, otherwise it'll go through and try to approve it, and because it's a demo account, it will fail. So we'll make sure that we just indicate that it's approved. Then this is actually processing the sale. Now, credit card processing is native to our solution. It's built in at no additional charge. It's just connecting your merchant account to one of our gateways. So there you go. The cash sale has taken place. It is decremented inventory for that particular item, and that's how simple it was to go ahead and process the transaction. Now, what I'm going to do is go into our customer record, and I just clicked on it from that transaction, but I could have also gone there using a technique called global search. Anything within the system that is indexed. So if I know, for example, a sales order number, I can type it and it will locate it for me. And again, it's all permission-based. If I know a customer and I want to look for, let's say, Smith Supplies, it will actually start filtering for me and have me go directly to it using global search. Great feature. It's one of those things really easy to go through and find the information that you're looking for, which from my past experience is one of the biggest challenges I had with the other solutions I worked on. But here's a customer record. We call this our Customer 360. Everything you want to know about the customer is located here. Their relationships, company profile, which would be information about the company, their size, revenue, SIC code, communications, any emails, letters, PDFs, faxes. We have a bidirectional integration with Outlook, so all of your communications going back and forth between this client are going to be stored here. So you'd be able to see all of those communications. You can see any tasks, meetings, phone calls, events that are with this particular account. Also the ability to store physical documents throughout the entire product. And here's an example of a customer contract that's on file. So I can go in, I can open up that contract and see the details in there. Multiple addresses, marketing information about what promotions they've been involved with, and then sales information, what opportunities are out there for this customer, transactions, which would be sales, quotes, invoices, everything that has occurred with this account, every item that they have purchased, the ability to go through and see what did we sell, when did we sell, how many, what price did we give it to them the last time. All of that information is available. Everything you want to know about this account is located on the customer record. And again, it's all permission-based, all controlled by the roles that you establish. Now, I went through and sold a display panel. Let's go through, and I want to go ahead and show you what that could look like on a web store. Yep. So here, let's go through and take a look at the home page again. It sounded good, I bet, right? So anyways, here's the web store, and we'll go through, and this is something that was actually designed using our Suite Commerce platform, and gives you a flavor for what's possible within a web store, all of your social media, information about your products, faceted search. We can go through and take a look at product information, see how things are organized and how things can be displayed. And being able to log in, again, with your account. I logged in. I have the ability to go through and see details about my account, the profile information, shipping information, what credit cards I have on file, order information, product lists, billing information, so the ability to go through, see your account balance, see your invoices. So I have a current open invoice that's sitting out there. I can print the statement. I can also see customer service issues. So I can see all of my customer service cases and drill in and see the current status, all of those details. Again, this ties directly into the NetSuite product, so you can see all of those details, and they're exposed in this web store customer portal. So here we can go through and with that, order up that same product. So we can go ahead and call up the display, take a look at the different displays that are available. We'll go ahead and show you, looks like this allows for quantity pricing. We can do different comparisons. We can click on it, and this will open up additional details that you can have on the item with all of your social media content and the ability to go through, add it to your cart, and process the sale. So that's all tied in into the application. In fact, let's go ahead and then finish out. We'll proceed to checkout. So we'll go through and process this as a sale. And this would be for Alex Fabre. And this is just validating the shipping information. Where is it going to ship to? What are my delivery options? I'll go ahead and say it's going to be for free. What credit card do I want it to use? And we'll go through and place the order. And do I have a promotion code, a discount that's available? And this will then go through and create the order. It'll create an email that'll be sent out confirming, thank you for shopping with us. So there'll be a confirmation email that will go out. And there's a new sales order, 18712, that is now in the system. And so let me go ahead and go back to the system here and go in 18712. And here's that sales order that we just created. Again, it's a natural extension. It is part of our solution. So this came in directly from the web store, and you can see this is the order source. It actually came from the web store itself, and here's the confirmation number and all the details on it and the item that was sold, which is that office display. So that's just showing you how easy the product is to use and navigate around, plus the extension of the web store all built in. And let me go ahead and just wrap up with a few other things, since I know most of the audience is more financially focused. So we'll touch on a few things for the finance organization. Here I've logged in as a controller, and I've got my reminders over here that are looking at POs I need to approve, bills I need to pay, sales orders that are ready to be invoiced. I've got a view of my customers by outstanding balance, so I can focus in on those customers that are owe us the most amount of money. I can see my income by period. I can go through and see financial ratios as well, this period, last period, this fiscal year, last fiscal year, and see comparisons, so I can see how well we're performing against those. As well as going through and doing something simple like running an aging report. So I can go through and see what's actually happening with all of my accounts, what my current balances are, my 30, 60, 90, greater than 90-day balances, and again, allowing me to focus my attention on the things that are most important to the business. So this is currently organized alphabetically, and you can control what that's all going to look like with different aging options and different views. I guess the last area as we start to wrap up is one of the things that we do really well is providing you ways to provide process controls. We've got a workflow engine that allows you to define how our applications will behave within your organization, setting up approval processes, providing guidance and direction as to how the applications are actually going to run. One of the things that we do well also, and it's one of those areas, is managing your end of month. I know, again, from a finance perspective, it's typically one of those challenges here. We see what periods are currently open, and we provide a checklist so you can actually go through and see what needs to be done for month end. You can go to a task. You can indicate that it has been completed. It will identify who is actually doing the different things. So when you lock down the AR, Alex locked it down. You lock down AP, Alex locked it down. You'll be able to see that. And it's just a nice process checklist to go through the end of month, and really helps. And one of the Nucleus Research actually did an independent study of existing NetSuite customers and found out that there's been a 50% reduction in their close time. The fact that we have the system that we have. Now, just to wrap up and to tie it back into what was the original part of the PowerPoint, the solution is designed for a modern business. It's a robust ERP solution with global financial capabilities built in, a foundation of flexibility, the ability to go through and create your own reports, add in fields to different screens, modify forms, update your dashboards. It's built-in business intelligence capabilities, as you can see, the income by periods down here, graphically displaying the information, but it's tying into a unified data model. So it's allowing you to see all that information in real time. So you're not having to pull in data from other sources that's old and stale. And it is omni-channel ready. This is the wave of the future, being able to see your products anywhere, anytime via a web store, providing your customers the ability to come in and buy, have items fulfilled, being able to see the status of their orders, all of that. It's all omni-channel ready, and it's built specifically for your industry. And we have a variety of verticals that we specialize in, and we're really well targeted to serve a variety of different industries. So with that, we're just about at the top of the hour. I'd like to go ahead and turn it back over to Anand if there are any questions or anything else that we can address.
Yeah, thank you, Larry. And I think we will probably not have the time to address any questions. Also, I see a lot of good questions that have come in through the chat session. I apologize for that. We are at the top of the hour. And I assure you that someone from NetSuite will get back to you shortly. But I did want to thank the audience for their time and hope you were able to get some valuable insights into the power of NetSuite. I also want to thank our fantastic presenters, Yusuf Khan, VP of IT with Pure Storage, for his valuable insights, and Larry McMahon for the compelling demo. Thank you, and have a great day, everyone. Thanks.